My name is Michael Dang. I'm a first year PB student at the University of Manchester. My target is strategy consultant with a long term goal of venture capital and private equity. The gap I came in with was straightforward. I understood markets and strategy but had no hands on financial modeling experience whatsoever. So I built Runrate. 7 inputs, 5 outputs, 30 seconds. Let me show you. I load Revolut as my demo company, real numbers from the annual report. The inputs capture the core financial problem revenue, growth margins, cash position, and sector. Everything else has defensible defaults sourced from Demo Darren's dataset. The model runs a blended DCF and comparable company analysis across three different scenarios. I made a deliberate methodological choice here. DCF alone is unreliable because terminal value dominates the output, and comparables alone ignore the company's specific growth trajectory. Blending the two forces both methods to inform the answer. The value bridge is what I'm the most proud of. It shows every step from revenue through EBITDA, tax, capital expenditure, discounted cash flows, and terminal value. So there are no black boxes. Every number is traceable and explainable. And the sensitivity table below it shows how the output shifts across different discount rates and terminal growth assumptions. So a judge or investor can exactly see where the model is fragile. The fundraising tab translates the valuation into operational decisions. Revolut is profitable, so the runway shows as infinite. But the model still calculates a recommended raise, estimated dilution, and post money valuation based on the base case. The dilution timeline is particularly useful. It maps how founder ownership declines across rounds and flags when control drops below 50%. That's the kind of strategic signal that matters long before a founder walks into a term sheet negotiation. The VC matching engine scores over 70 different investors across sector fit, stage fit, geography fit, and check size. For Revolut, the top matches are Portage Capital Solutions and River Capital, firms that have actually backed Revolut and comparable companies in real life. What matters What matters is that the model explains why each firm's ranked where it did. A founder isn't just told who to target, they're told exactly why and where the gaps are. This tab rounds evaluation in what acquirers have actually paid. 5 real M&A deals in fintech, where the sector average multiple is and where our company sits relative to it. If the implied multiple sits above the transaction average, it flags directly and tells you a strategic acquirer would need a compelling rationale for the premium. That kind of honest output is what makes the tool useful rather than just impressive looking. The final tab generates pre-filled code emails for each matched investor, with real companies' metrics and portfolio references already being embedded. The full loop is closed, from inputs to validation to investor identification to outreach in 30 seconds. I want to be honest about what I've actually learned because I think that matters more than the product itself. I came to this with no financial modeling experience. I didn't know why working average cost of capital changes by funding stage or why SaaS companies trade at completely different multiples to e-commerce businesses or what a terminal value actually represents in practice. Building run rate forced me to understand all of that from first principles, not at a surface level, but well enough to make methodological choices I could defend. I also made significant mistakes. The DCF unreal, was producing a completely unrealistic outputs for high growth companies, and I spent a long time trying to fix it before I understood the problem wasn't the code. It was my understanding of how growth rates and discount rates interact. Once I understood that, the fix was obvious. That's probably the most valuable thing the project taught me. What I'm taking forward is not the app. It's the fact that I can now sit in a conversation about valuation methodology and contribute something real. I can explain why you blend DCF and comparables, why terminal value dominates early stage models, and why a 16x implied multiple on a profitable hyper-growth company might still be reasonable in the right context. For a first-year student with no finance training 6 months ago, that feels like genuine progress, and it's the kind of progress I can actually demonstrate in an interview, not just a claim.